Welcome to Cadwell Park. This is Suzuki Live. Sorry about the backdrop. This is the quietest sort of area of the paddock. This is a gathering of all things Suzuki, a lashings of Suzuki, a smorgasbord of Suzukis. And I'm here to ride some pretty cool bikes. So, again, I'm pooing it. Thanks, Steve's going to go and scrub the tyre for me.
Is it for you, is it? Yeah. What sort of temperature are you after? Is there any
80, please.
80 plus, nothing less?
Yeah, nothing less, yeah.
Okay, but the front wheel's going to be off the ground a lot, so I'm not sure about the front.
Okay.
Can you check that when it comes in? No, I think maybe a 94 model. It's one of the very factory type 94 model that Barry Sheene probably would have raced on. Maybe not because of those on there, but I might not be bedding it in as well as you want.
When was the last time you rode this?
I think I probably rode it at Scarborough, but maybe 10 years ago, something like that. I'm really not too sure. But it's probably as good a RG as you'll ever get. It's one of the later ones, certainly better than the ones I used to race properly. A lot more torque. This has got the Harris chassis.
So I've just been told it's right-hand shift.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
1 up, 5 down, and when you're going into the corners, you're better off just coasting in. don't try getting your foot underneath it, right?
You could get it in if you really wanted to, couldn't you? Am I in the right set? Because normally Chris sits here, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. You're not sitting here.
Is that your side?
Yeah, that's my side. That's your side.
The guest side.
That's the guest side.
Thanks.
If someone says to you, do you want to ride 2 proper ex-Barry Sheene bikes? Of course you say yes, don't you?
Yeah. That's one of them questions that you don't really need to think. You don't need to check your diary, do you?
No.
Because whatever's in there is going to get moved.
Those 2 bikes, it was the 1984 RG500.
Yeah.
The DAF bike, Harris framed, and the XR23, which is a big bore 652cc. I mean, it was scary.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
It was proper Larry, but I've never been lacking in confidence in my riding. But at the same time, you do not want to crash them.
Yeah.
Priceless.
Yeah.
Especially these bikes, because they are Barry's from his collection. So they were flown over, restored, or gone through. I think I was the first person to ride that XR23, the big bore, on track in 30 odd years.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I was very, very privileged.
I suppose that's what happens when you're like a full factory classic Suzuki rider.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
You have to get some classic Suzuki leathers made next, because I think that's
or finish a race on a Suzuki.
Yeah. Or just even do more than a handful of laps on one.
Now, being a nearly 40-year-old Grand Prix two-stroke, it was a bit fickle, hasn't been used in a while, hasn't been started in a while, and as you can see, a bit of a pain in the arse to start, and I fluffed my line severely in front of the adorning crowd. you had to hold the choke in while dumping the clutch and giving it gas. And like I said, I just combined with that with the right-hand gear shift, and it was all too much for me. But anyway, we finally got it going. So here we are. Enjoy a lap of Cadwell Park on Barry Sheene's 1984 RG500 without me talking shite. At this point that I spotted the red flag again. This is third time lucky. The previous 2 sessions we had an out lap and that was red flagged, and then second attempt at that, again that was red flagged due to an incident. So this was third time lucky, and unfortunately same thing happened again. We had an out lap and an in lap, so only got really 4 sort of laps in, and yeah, gutted really, but that was enough to get a feeling for the bike. And you know, you can't ride these stupidly and put loads of mileage on them. That's just not the case with something as exotic and exclusive as this. So, but anyway, super privileged, and yeah, still a massive bucket list ticked off. I was expecting, I'm not going to lie, I'd never been before, and I was expecting Suzuki Live. You're not going to have 300-400 Suzukis there, filling the paddocks, filling all the groups.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So it was well organised. Weather wasn't playing ball all day, which is a bit of a shame because, again, you know, when you get this priceless bike to go out on and it's on 30-year-old slicks, with no warmers, you go, oh, go on now, yeah, off you go.
Yeah. To be fair, it's probably nice to have an excuse not to, because, like you said before, you're not going to be giving it a big handful on that bike because you're not crashing it, are you?
No, and that DAF bike, it was so. So that DAF bike is a 1983 or 1984, I can't remember. RG500. It was obviously towards the latter end of Barry's career. It had the Harris frame, which obviously doesn't make it quite as unique as a full factory Suzuki, but it just handled so well. The brakes were nice. It was running rich, and I only know this because Parrish went out and scrubbed the tyres in for me. And he was saying it was running rich. It was either running rich or too lean. As always, I could never tell. But yeah, I went out on this bike and it just felt just beautiful. Obviously, you had to rev the tits off it, and there was about 2,000 RPM to play with. But the chassis around Cadwell, straight away I was like, knee down, beautiful, lovely, but it's so small. To
jump on them bikes, I'd be shit scared. I'd be, you know, they had a bit of a what's the word I'm looking for?
Reputation?
A bit of a reputation for being like animals, wild things that you just can't tame, and they're just so fat. But was it like that? Was it as unuser friendly as?
Absolutely.
Was it?
Absolutely. It was nothing. Absolutely pointless until about 8 grand. Then you had a bit of a kick, and then at 9, it really went, and it just. I mean, now, and let's not forget the biggest thing I had to deal with here was it was right-hand gear shift.
Oh, no way.
Because being a proper Barry bike, all of his bikes, he had all right-hand shift. So I was, first couple of laps, I was going into the corners going, oh, God, thinking I was going for rear brake, but no, I was actually changing up gear.
Yeah.
So there's all that to think about, and not crashing, and, you know, small bit of rain and damp track, and it was just a lot to take in. But
do you want to borrow my excuse? But
go on, yeah.
Find some more for you. Yeah.
No real issues. Like I said, it wasn't running particularly well, but I looked amazing on it.
Yeah.
That matters.
Yeah. Anyone's going to look good on it. You're going to look good on that bike when you're still. You look fast when you're not moving.
Yeah. Next up on the menu was Barry's XR23, or the RG500. a 652cc weapon that weighs just 135 kilograms and packs around 140 brake horsepower. It was built for the transatlantic match races as well as other championships and designed to take on Yamaha's TZ750. Parrish hated it and called it the collarbone cruncher. Nice. So here I am, lining up a pass, minding my own business and trying not to crash a priceless piece of Exotica on a wet track. I hadn't noticed the fluid bubbling over until my hand got a bit warm. Turns out it was a dodgy radiator cap. Cue the embarrassing driver's shame in the recovery truck.
Weird, because it was running at 65 degrees, and then coming down the straight, I saw a load of red stuff. I was like, oh, is that oil? And just the overflow bottle got full. It was just chucking out the. But it's not running hot. It's evil.
Yeah.
It's evil.
Is it sort of like? Does it pull
It's more progressive. It's quite progressive, and then goes and goes, and then very short.
When you were sort of short.
Yeah. It's very the gearing's way off for this track, but.
Smell hot, mate.
Flipping out. Because I had more than 2 laps to get used to it. I came in and I ground the belly pan out.
Again, because it'd be set up for someone half your weight.
Well, that thing, another 150cc, and it felt like it as well. Just like a tap, like a wall. It's like a just brilliant fun.
Oh, I'm mega jealous. Although there's no way I could ride one of them with the left hand.
No.
Right hand. A right hand cash now that just won't work. But they've said it's a nice dream.
Yeah, but I was supposed to take the S-Rad there. So the whole point of this Suzuki Live was we were going to make the debut for the S-Rad.
Yeah.
What's I say the rebirth.
Yeah.
The respawning of the S-Rad was going to be at Cadwell, at Suzuki Live, and I was going to do a few sessions, but we just ran out of time, sadly. So to have that opportunity, so I've got to say a massive thank you to Suzuki for letting me have a go.